I think you should do it. But anyway, are you going to watch soccer?
I am going to give it the old college try.
How hard did you try in college?
I did well, actually.
I didn't ask you did well.
I did well because I had to try. If I hadn't tried, I might still be in college.
Got it. Good. Okay. So like college try means for a lot of people, the college try was I'm not going to class. The bar's open at 9 a.m. They didn't stay.
I couldn't be one of those.
No, I mean, I was paying for a lot of my college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There was that as well.
Right. Makes you appreciate a little bit.
It really did. It really did. Now, would I prefer not to? Absolutely.
Yes. Same. All right, that's a show. We're done. That's a wrap. Good to be back in L.A. Little L.A. vibe, little L.A. energy, right? Good to see you smile. I'm glad you've learned to do that since you started working on the show. What's your wife do the first time you smiled?
Whoa.
What a way to end the program. I'm Bill Ryder. Thanks for listening. We'll see you here, Smiles and All, tomorrow. I'm Ryder the Geek.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Do your brakes squeal, shake, or grind? Save with summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore original braking with unrivaled performance and ultra-quiet stops. And save when you shop summer brake deals right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Vanguard is 100% client-owned, serving over 50 million investors every day. Whether you're planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, or saving up for your next adventure, Vanguard can help you set personalized investment goals. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Copyright 2024, The Vanguard Group, Inc., all rights reserved, Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
This is Trey Hayes with Advanced Moving and Storage. Advanced Moving and Storage is here to help you have the best move ever. Advanced Moving and Storage is dedicated to making sure you get everything you need on your next move, no matter how large or small, whether you're local, in-state, or out-of-state. Our courteous and experienced personnel is ready to help. Call Advanced Moving and Storage today at 252-321-3200. If you want to remove stress from your next move, use the moving company the Pirates use. Advanced Moving and Storage.
This is your What's New update brought to you by the new Greenville Auto World. What's new? The new Greenville Auto World has new owners, a state-of-the-art service repair facility that can help you with tires, state inspection, AC repair, and more. Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle and offers great monthly oil change specials. What's new? You making a service appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World, Highway 43 across from the Speedway at Bells Fork. Pirates supporting pirates.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea, a strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gas gasoline. Go Pirates.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir in MLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender in MLS 208516.
Golden Ticket Cinemas is Greenville's newest movie theater and is now open in the Greenville Grand location on Greenville Boulevard near Cracker Barrel. Experience the ultimate movie magic with their Elite experience. The Elite Theater has the largest screen in Greenville, state-of-the-art 4K laser projection, immersive Dolby Atmos sound, and heated luxury recliners. And coming soon, Eastern North Carolina's only IMAX theater. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show in style with luxurious amenities and top-notch service at Golden Ticket Cinemas.
Are you tired of the same old fast food routine? Shake things up for lunch and dinner at Clean Eats Cafe. We've cracked the code to make healthy dining tasty and affordable. Whether it's a power lunch or a family dinner, we've got you covered. Sit down in our cafe for a brainstorming session or catch up with friends. Even stop in after a workout for protein smoothies or a protein iced coffee. Our atmosphere is welcoming and our food is fresh. All for about the same price as fast food. It's time to ditch the drive-thru and feast on flavor at Clean Eats Cafe, Red Banks Road in Arlington Village.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sug, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome into our show. We just got back from Media Day for East Carolina Pirate football. Had a good time with that. That was from 10 to 11 this morning, and you'll have plenty of that coming up later on today on Pirate Radio. The coaches are now at a luncheon for the Pirate Club over on campus, so we're going to turn our attention to high school football coming up this week. Opening night is set for this Friday night. Can't wait for that, the season debut of Touchdown Friday as far as the television side goes. And we're going to talk to as many coaches from the area as we can. We're going to kick it off right away, and we're going to join Ron Cook over at Farmville Central High School. His Jaguars had a great year last year, and they hope to improve from there. Coach, how are you today?
Hi, Brian. I'm doing pretty well.
Did you get through preseason practice okay? The college coaches call it camp, but I know it's hot, it's humid, and it's tough to get through. Do you guys make it all right?
Yeah, we made it all right. We had a couple guys banged up, but we should be fine.
Farmville Central all set to open up against Goldsboro coming up on Friday night. Last year, the Jaguars rolled to a big win. What do you see in that first game this year? Because first games are kind of hard. You don't have any tape or anything.
Yeah, that's the main thing is hard is when you're playing a team for the first time. So we do have at least tape to go off of from last year versus Goldsboro, and then look at different things, how they did, what they did and didn't do specifically against us. And we do exchange our scrimmage tape. So
Jaguars 9-3 last year, 4-2 in conference play. And you look at the conference; it's a very difficult conference. A lot of good, talented teams. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Farmville Central was picked 4th in the preseason poll. Southwest Edgecombe picked to win it all. And you gave the Cougars a great game in the regular season last year. Struggled in the playoffs against them, but they've got it going at Southwest, don't they?
Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes in that first game at home. It was the only home game we lost. And then the playoff game, we just didn't come prepared to play, to be honest. They just outplayed us and, out-coached us there. So.
Yeah, and, when you get to that point in the season, it's a, as everybody says, a marathon, not a sprint. And you get to that point, it's hard to get up every week for 12, 13, 14 straight weeks. And sometimes you run into a buzzsaw like that, don't you?
Yeah, like I said, we just did we had to focus on what we can do better. And we just didn't have a good week of practice. They focused after a great home playoff win. It's the first time we had a home playoff game since 2014. The week before that, so it's again still it's a continuing process to focus on what it takes not only just to win, but to sustain the winning and the continued success in the program to be consistent.
Talk about your football team this year. What's the strength of this Jaguar team?
I think we got good experience, and I think we got a lot of guys that understand what the process is now, that have been with me for 3 or 4 years now and know what the expectations are for them. So I think that helps, and also this is probably definitely the strongest team we've had since I've been here. Guys being in the weight training program for 3 or 4 years now. So.
And when you took over, I mean, you basically had to change the culture of the program because Farmville Central had been down for several years.
Yep, and that's what just talking about as far as our strength is that we're at the point now like guys know exactly what's expected. We had guys, for example, our junior class is they're not used to not being in the playoffs now. They've been in playoffs, or around the playoff atmosphere, for their first 2 years here. So now they understand that's the expectation, and they've been through. They resurrected the JV program. They're the ones that finished with the best JV record we had in years here last year, 7-1, and a lot of those guys will be starting for us this year. So that makes a huge difference.
And I mean, changing a culture, what was one of the things that you had to get across to everybody? A lot of coaches say it's the weight room. Was that with you guys? Did you have to get guys in the weight room?
That's a part of it. It's definitely not all of it. It's probably compartmentalizing everything. Obviously, that's a big part of it physically, but mentally is the biggest thing. Is teaching these guys how to win. How to sustain winning and what it takes, doing the right things that it takes to win, and all that comes down to really one thing is what we're really focusing on, and we've talked about all offseason for this year, is being disciplined. It's one thing to win, have success one game or one season, but can you continue to do it over and over? Like our basketball program, like everyone knows and goes in our basketball program expecting to win, and we need that same attitude, with our football program now. So we're at the point we won 9 games last year. We had a winning record during the regular season the year before. I mean, so the expectation is that we're here to win football games too.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're doing a great job there, and it's always nice to go to Farmville to see the Jaguars play. Enjoyed the scrimmage the other night. That was a lot of fun, but can't wait until you turn the lights on and play it for real. Coach, thanks so much for your time today. Best of luck when you guys go on the road to play Goldsboro this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for having me.
All right, that's Ron Cook, the head football coach at Farmville Central. We stay in Pitt County, and we check in with the head coach of the Rampants at J.H. Rose now, Will Bland. And, Coach, a big question for you guys. How many helmets did you get back?
Well, we got 28 back from the ones we lost, but our new shipment came in on Saturday, so we're good to go. We got the kids' helmets decaled up and ready for the third season.
That's good news to hear, because that's one of the craziest stories that's come across in a long, long time with the theft of, 46 helmets?
About 44.
40, yeah. That's just crazy, and luckily the authorities found the guy, and all that was taken care of. You got a bunch of them back. You got the new ones in, so all of that will take care of itself. And now you get a chance to focus in on the regular season, and you play on the road at New Hanover in Week 1. What do you see in that matchup?
I see a very good team. New Hanover is traditionally a very great 3A school, so, we got to be able to make sure we can go in and not have any mistakes, make sure we execute a game plan. And, it's Week 1, so you're going to have a bunch of mistakes. So if we can try to limit some of that, I think we'll be good enough to try to pull out a victory.
What did you see from your ball club in the Jamboree over at Charborough the other night and some of the other preseason work? What did you see?
I saw a team that was actually did a great job in executing the play. There's still some inconsistency at some of the position groups. Like one week, one of our receivers would do great, and then the week of Jamboree didn't have a good week. So you just got to be more consistent with our guys. And I think Jimmy's doing a great job of leading our offense. And on defense, I think as a whole, that defense is just fast. So we can cause turnover, get some interception, and put the offense back on the field. I think we'll be all right.
Last year, you guys started 1-4, and you bounced back nicely. But that slow start really cost you, didn't it?
It did. It cost us in the playoffs and stuff, but it's complementary to how we put the schedule together. We want to start out with some great competition schools, so you can see where you are. And then when we got in the conference, our conference is very competitive, so we was able to pull away with some victories and stuff, which helped us in the playoffs. They had that little playoff run that we had. So I think it's going to be that way again. We still got some great teams that we play non-conference, and then as always, when we get in the conference, it's anybody's day on any given day to win our conference.
Havelock was the preseason pick to win the league. Jacksonville's so tough. You think of New Bern being very difficult, Rose very difficult, and then you got teams, Conley could bounce back this year, have a really good year with Nate Connor. We'll have him on in just a few minutes. South Central, we talk about it every year, but it's a really good football conference.
It is, and that's just a testament, a statement to some of the great coaches out here with some of the great players in Eastern North Carolina, that you are able to go out here and you get to see some of these future college guys, future NFL guys play around, throw the stuff around, and just the passion of the game. So I think our coaches do a great job in our conference of preparing their teams, and then it also shows when we get into the playoff where we make a lot of deep playoff runs.
Before we let you go, and we talked about the helmets a little bit, but it was awfully nice that East Carolina came a little bit to the rescue too, wasn't it?
It was, and I get kudos to my alumni. They did a great job. I called him though right after they got taken. We had to do a little bit of paperwork and stuff to get them there, but they was able to finish out at the turbo screen with their helmets. And matter of fact, I just turned them back into them just probably like 20 minutes ago. So I think I'm very grateful for them as a whole, as they took care of us being in their backyard. So we always pull for the Pirate. I'm a Pirate by heart. So I hope they have a great year, and we're going to be there backing them up.
When you were playing at East Carolina, did you have any thought whatsoever that you would be the head football coach at the high school in the same city as East Carolina?
No. It's always a dream to try to make it to the NFL, but then I kind of made it a reality about my junior year that it's not for everybody, so I need to go ahead and try to figure out what I want to do. And I'm very grateful that Dixon Saw at that time gave me the opportunity to coach over there at Farmers Central for my first year, and then Todd Light put me on his staff, and then the rest is history. I've been here for about 17 years, and now I get to take hold of a very good program in a very good city to hopefully try to bring back a state championship.
Will Bland, head coach, J.H. Rose. Coach, thanks so much. Good luck in New Hanover this week.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
All right, Will Bland, head football coach of the Rampants, joining us. We'll take our first commercial break. Coming up, we've got interviews lined up with Jeff Craddock at Tarboro, Nate Connor at D.H. Conley, Paul Cornwell at Aiden Grifton, and much, much more. Getting you set for opening night in high school football. It all kicks off coming up on Friday night. Back with more on The Brian Bailey Show right after this.
It's bow time. When you combine the bold taste of a Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, you get Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5, available for a limited time only. It's bow time. It's bow time. When you combine the bold taste of a Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, you get Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5, available for a limited time only. It's bow time.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
UBE and PireWare.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWare.com. Go Pirates!
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have E-Z-Go, Club Car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43 just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
It's not the amount of power. Ooh! It's the size of our tower. Pirate Radio. We are the voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we continue on this Monday. We had Media Day over East Carolina, and that's a great day. You get a chance to talk to all the coaches and all the players and kind of get you set for college football. August 31st, Norfolk State on the clock right now for East Carolina. High school football starts this Friday night. The games count starting Friday, and now we go to D.H. Conley to take listen to Nate Connor and his Vikings taking on Wilmington Laney in game number 1. Laney put it to Conley last year in that first game, and now you got to go on the road. Nate, how you doing?
What's up, Brian? It's great to be here. Football is here, and it's a pleasure to be talking to you. I'm doing great.
I'll tell you what, it's just a great time of the year. And it's funny, I guess, as I get older, and you're obviously not anywhere close to as old as I am, but some things you just look forward to. And when you turn the calendar to August 1st, now this year was July 31st, but that first day of practice and bouncing around, getting interviews and showing video of the guys practicing. And then in your case, Conley's right down the street from my house, so I always try to go to the Conley-Tarboro scrimmage, and that's always a good time. You guys had to battle weather to get to that scrimmage, but certain things, just every year you look forward to them, and those are two of the things I look forward to every year.
Yeah, it's exciting. A lot of people consider when Starbucks sells their pumpkin spice lattes when
yeah, that's right.
When the hurricanes start coming around and football's in end of July, early August, that's when our fall starts.
That's exactly right. You're on the road against Laney coming up on Friday night. What do you see in that ball club?
What I love about playing Laney early on is it forces you all summer to be prepared and ready to go week one. And it's something to look forward to, making sure you're got your ducks in a row. Coach Little does a wonderful job. They have great numbers down there in their program, and they're very well coached. So they're always going to put out a really good football team. And so that's what you always look forward to in that matchup, and they'll be very, very strong. They lost some pieces in some areas. They had a very strong team last year, but they have their quarterback coming back and Coach Little's son, and then they have a very good wide receiver as well. But they're just sound all the way around. They don't have a lot of holes.
What about your Conley Vikings now? What kind of holes do you have, and what kind of holes do you hope to fill by Friday night?
I've been very pleased with the progress we've shown all summer and coming into fall camp and when we've been able to evaluate after scrimmages. We've got youth in a lot of areas. In the same sense, some of that youth has a lot of experience just because last year they were forced doing a lot of roles. And so I'm very excited to see how our offensive line continues to progress. I think they've done a great job in scrimmages. And, they last year were throwing in a lot of battles, and we've got a lot of guys coming back there. Same with our quarterback and Samari Cabell. He played about every snap of the season last year as a sophomore and just was phenomenal in his toughness, being able to do that. And he's got a lot of experience coming back under his belt. But then if you lose an Isaiah Crumpler last year who played safety, never came off field at safety or wide receiver, and played in all the special teams, I mean, that's a lot of spots that open up just from one player. And so there's going to be new opportunities for big playmakers that I'm excited to kind of have to showcase and become names that you hear about this season. Christian Holly, Kareem Daniels, Krishan Williams, Landon Basilano. You just go down the list, Jacob Gray. I think there's a lot of guys with some waiting for opportunities ready to fill them.
Isaiah, of course, now at Rutgers. Have you heard from him in the preseason camp?
Yeah, he's, I've just checked in with him briefly. He's very busy right now, but he's loving camp. Things are going well. He's trying to just scratch the surface on special teams. He's playing some defense for him, and he's really excited about where he's at and what he's doing.
He was a phenomenal player for you. You've had some phenomenal players, haven't you? Holton Ahlers comes to mind.
Yeah, we're very fortunate with the young men that have come through our program, especially in the last years or so. It's been pretty cool to see, and it's neat to see them when they come back, when they're off on spring break or summer break or around. Holton's always been wonderful when you mention him about being around the community, and Conley's a special place to him. And throughout everything he's had success with, he's never forgotten that. And just go down. I mean, there's so many great guys. Holton, CJ. We got a young man over at East Carolina right now, and Bryce Weaver. You talked about media day there. Isaiah up at Rutgers. It's pretty neat. And then we got some small school guys. We got Bryce Jackson, a former quarterback of ours at Winston-Salem State, Justin Foreman at UNC Pembroke. I mean, it's pretty cool that the start of camp is going on for us, but then we have these players around that are coming back and working out, and they're at their places this time of year now too. And it's exciting for our players now that are on our team that can see, hey, I could maybe be doing this if I dream about it. And I'm proud of our program in that aspect.
All right, let's take us to Friday night. Now, what has to go right to have success at Laney?
I think we've got to control the football and take care of it. Last year, they had a really good team. We were really young, and we had, we were figuring out who we were a lot last year this time. And I thought we played decent at times against them, but we had a phase of 2 or 3 turnovers. And right when we had those turnovers, they made some explosive plays. So we've got to take care of the football, but then not let those explosives that they make, because they're going to make some. They're a very good team, pile up, whether it's an explosive play for their defense. Don't let it turn into an explosive play for their offense as well. And we've got to control those things and control the line of scrimmage, and I'm excited about our boys' opportunity.
And it's always, I would say, difficult to go on the road, especially for that first game. I think most coaches would agree. You like to have that first game because there's so many things that go on, but you have to go on the road, and I guess you have to alternate year after year. But is it that much harder to go on the road for the first game?
In some ways, yes. There's definitely, the boys always play great at home in their environment. We love Hollywood Crossroads. But there's also something about getting on that bus and taking a trip down to Laney and Wilmington that allows you to direct your focus pretty early in the day and going down there, and we get our meal and we do all that stuff. And it helps we're not in school yet for this first game traveling down there, so I do think it helps in that aspect. But there's nothing like playing at home.
There's nothing like playing at home, and you get your students involved, which was something that's a real special atmosphere at the Hollywood Crossroads for D.H. Conley football game. Conley starting at Laney coming up. Conley 3-7 last year, 2-4 in the league, and this is a difficult league to try to improve on, isn't it?
Oh, it's every week you better bring it. I mean, I think we've got some great programs, and that's why we want to play a school like Laney. That's why we want to travel. We're going to have to travel in our leagues for some games. But I think when we went to our conference, had our preseason conference meeting you were at, it's just anybody can win the league. I don't think anybody's going to necessarily go undefeated in the league, and but it forces you to be ready come conference time. There's not a week off.
That's exactly right. Well said. Nate Connor at D.H. Conley. Coach, good luck this Friday night. Good luck the whole season long. We'll check back with you later on in the season, but we look forward to watching those Conley Vikings again this season.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Always a pleasure. Go Vikings.
All right, Nate Connor joining us to preview high school football week 1. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We're trying to get up with some of the coaches. Now, believe it or not, I text every one of these coaches on Friday, and I text them all this morning to make sure everybody was lined up. But we're having some difficulties finding some of these guys. We hope to catch up with Tarborough's Jeff Craddock, Aiden Griffin's Paul Cornwell, North Pitt's C.J. Wilson, South Central's Chris Cherry, and Havelock's Brent Woolton coming up as our show continues right after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. In preseason football, Greenville native Cornell Powell had one catch, but he made it count.
And that is caught. Cornell Powell inside the 40. Makes a guy miss. Inside the 20, the 10. He's in for 6. Touchdown, Chiefs.
And that was the lone touchdown for the Chiefs as they lose to the Lions over the weekend. In the minors, Carson Wisenhunt made a rehab start. He went 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 2 for the San Jose Giants. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Greenville's hometown pizzeria is Cucinella's. Cucinella's has 2 locations with great options for lunch, dinner, takeout, and they now offer catering. Dine in for lunch with a slice, salad, and a drink with a friend, or stop by after work and grab a beer or glass of wine while you wait for your to-go order. The best pizza, grinders, salads, and homemade Italian ice is at Cucinella's. Cucinella's Midtown across from Best Buy, downtown across from Sup Dogs, and on Facebook and Instagram. Cucinella's, serving handcrafted pizza since 1932. Come taste the difference.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
This is Dr. Andrew Bridgeforth from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers. Burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arr!
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday, continuing to preview the upcoming opening night for high school football. We figured out one of our problems. I had one of the numbers written down, and that usually happens at least once every show when we do a list like this. And I swear to you that I went through that list 3 times to make sure all the numbers were right, and Paul Cornwell's number was all screwed up.
I don't like to question the great Brian Bailey, but I knew something was going on with that one.
Yeah, but we have Coach Cornwell now from Aiden Grifton High School. And, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, I think you have 7 numbers in your phone number. I had, of the last 4, I think I had 3 of them in the wrong order.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess that can happen, yeah.
And two of them were 8s, I think. Well, something happened anyway. All right, Chargers and Wilson Prep coming up on Friday night. You won that game 10-8 last year. You're taking over and trying to rebuild this Aiden Grifton program. How's it been for you, Coach?
Well, it's been good. I mean, we've had a good off season. Our numbers are up. And it's all it's a part of the process. This past year we got a lot of kids back in the weight room that we had not had for a while, and so it's been really good. Kids, our numbers are up, and so I think it's been very positive.
Wilson Prep was over at the Tarboro scrimmage, and I think they had a little brawl with J.H. Rose. I saw some of the video of it. We didn't show it on the air, but they were fired up. So you're going to go into a hornet's nest this week.
Yeah, I mean, they're very talented. They're probably one of the more talented teams in the East. They've got a lot of good young players, and I've seen them on film. I mean, they really get after you. But, yeah, I didn't see the situation with Rose, but I heard a little bit about it. But, early in the season, kids get out. Everybody's competitive. Things happen sometimes. But, I don't think that really kind of, talks about their talent. They're very good. So we're expecting a really good football team coming in our place on Friday, and we're going to have to really be ready to play.
Coach, talk about your team a little bit. What are some of the strengths of the Chargers this year?
Well, I think we've definitely grown within our offense and our defense. We're still relatively young. We've got some seniors. Jack Ewell is a senior tight end who's a prospect and is getting a lot of interest in colleges and stuff. And but we're very young up front. I think our skill positions are most of those guys returned from last year, so they're on both sides of the ball. So. We're a year more into the system and knowing what to do. And I think the strengths are we're just a little bigger, faster, and stronger than we were a year ago. So I think all those things, a little bit of toughness. We've had a good summer, so we'll just see how it all plays out.
Yeah, how important is it when you take over a program to get kids back in the weight room? Because that seems to be the one area, when teams drop off, a lot of times that's why.
Well, it's huge. I mean, if you're going out there with kids that aren't working or aren't lifting, and you're playing against teams who consistently are, I mean, it's an uphill climb. I mean, it doesn't really matter how athletic you are, how many numbers you have, if you're lining up against people who are just stronger. And I think we had a drop off there with kids kind of opting out of weightlifting, and now we've gotten kids back in there, and there's some. Kind of developing that work ethic and making them, and they're enjoying it. I think they enjoy going out on the field. You can see how they play a little faster, a little more physical because they're more confident in their bodies and those kind of things. So, we're not there yet. This past spring, probably 80% of our kids were in the weight room for the very first time. So, but it's a step in the right direction. I think it helped our confidence through the summer. And so I think we'll see some dividends this year.
Chargers and Wilson Prep to open up the high school football season over at Ayden-Grifton. Coach, what has to go well for your ball club to win that game?
Well, probably the biggest thing is we've got to protect the football. In our two scrimmages, we had a hard time hanging on to the ball in some cases. I thought we did some good things in both of them, but we hurt ourselves. And, I told the guys after Friday night, I said, you just can't give good teams extra opportunities. And so I think that's the big thing. We have to protect the ball. And defensively, we have to contain their speed. They have really good skill guys that can make plays. And we have to play with a lot of composure. We're going to have a team coming in. We beat them last year. It's the only loss they had until the Eastern Finals. So, I'm sure they'll be ready for us, and we've got to be composed and be ready to play for 4 quarters.
Ayden-Grifton won that game 10-8 last year. Chargers 3-7 last year, 0-6 in the conference, but looking to improve on that under Paul Cornwell. Coach, best of luck this entire season. Best of luck Friday night for sure. And I've got that game on my list to go to, so I'll see you on Friday night.
Okay, great. We look forward to seeing you.
All right, thank you so much, Paul Cornwell, head football coach at Ayden-Grifton. And we turn now to the head football coach over at North Pitt High School, Northern Pitt County, C.J. Wilson with the Panthers. And C.J., of course, the former East Carolina Pirates star, played in the NFL, had that great career. And now he's got 15 different nephews on his football team. C.J., how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Not too bad. How many nephews do you really have on that team?
I have 5. A total of 5 nephews.
5 nephews as a part of the Panthers. And I think we were joking about it at Media Day for the EPC, but, do you get on them harder, or do they get it a little easier because of their family?
Harder. I told them, look, I'm going to coach you harder because I have to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, guys will look around and say, "Hey, what's going on with that?" But tell me a little bit about each one of them and what they play and that kind of thing.
I'll start with the oldest. Famous Wilson is a quarterback. He led us last year.
Yeah.
Led the conference. He had, I think, almost 3,000 yards passing. He's going to do a great job this year. He's a leader, a great quarterback, 4.0 student in the classroom, very, very smart. The next one is Ethan Wilson. He's the tight end / DN. He's led the conference, close to the conference in tackles. And also he's a tight end / receiver. Great player there. Then the next one is Isaiah Wilson. He's going to be our defensive end this year. Right now, he didn't play as much last year because he had some good players last year, that seniors. But he definitely be starting this year, making some great players. The next one is Braylon Wilson, who is our starting. He came on last year strong in the middle of the season to the end playing linebacker. So he's gonna be playing linebacker / 4 technique for us this year. Some tight end, some offensive guard. He can do. But he's a swing guy, gadget guy. And then the youngest, he'll be a freshman this year. He's a quarterback, trying to follow his brother's footsteps for JV right now.
Man, that's a lineup in itself, and what a name for somebody famous. I mean, that's just a classic first name.
Yeah, his name is Amos, and so I guess he just said, "I'm just going to call him Famous."
That'll work. Famous. That's good stuff. Now, North Pitt opens at Martin County coming up on Friday night. Martin County, in case you didn't know, they've converged to Riverside and South Creek to make one high school, Martin County. They started last year. Last year they played without a nickname, and it was kind of an odd deal, I thought, because that's part of the pride. You think about North Pitt, you think of Panthers. That's just it's been that way through the years. You think about your career, CJ. When you think about East Carolina, you think Pirates. You think about your North Side when you played high school football. I mean, teams have to have nicknames. Martin County didn't have one. Now they've decided on the Gators. So it's the Martin County Gators and the North Pitt Panthers. Last year, North Pitt won at 32-21. And I think a lot of people, we were talking about it at Media Day today. I was talking to my buddy Brian North up at Channel 12. He thinks this is going to be one of the best games of the night for opening night. What do you think about it?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get back on the football, the gridiron with the guys. Whether they name the Gators or the Indians, it don't matter.
That's right.
We just want to go compete, and we ready for Friday. We just try to compete.
When you were running that football for Northside back in your day, playing high school football, did you ever think that you'd be a head coach somewhere?
It's funny you say that, but I knew I wanted to be a coach. I didn't think it was going to be high school. I thought I wanted to be a college coach, but then once I finished, I was like, you know what? I'd rather be high school because I remember, I think high school is like one of the pivotal points in a young man's life. So that's why I really want to do high school.
And I agree with you. We were talking about this as well, that you think I'm 62 now, and I swear there's not hardly a day that goes by that I don't think about playing high school football. I guess it was 78, 1979. I graduated from high school in the spring of 80. But I think about it all the time. You learn so much about life and about getting knocked down and trying to come back and, getting along with people. Because if you got a football team, you've got 11 of them out there and 2 or 3 of them on the different page than the rest of the team, you don't have a good football team. And to have a good football team, guys have to be on the same page. They fight together. It brings races together. I mean, it's just a magical deal, I think.
And just piggybacking on what you're saying, life is about inches, and I tell the guys all the time is what you put in, you're going to get out. So we work hard in life, work hard in football, good things will come. Same thing with your grades. And so, like you said, these guys, they're not going to forget the hard days with their brother fighting together, learning together, getting better together. And so that's why I said, what better way to give back than be a high school coach? And it's been paying off. I can see already.
Well, we're glad you're a high school coach because you're one of the good ones. C.J. Wilson from North Pitt, the former East Carolina Pirate star, played in the Super Bowl. I mean, just your whole background, your whole career has just been part of my career covering it. It's just been an honor to do all of that. But we're glad you're at North Pitt High School and look forward to seeing your team play this year. Talk about the conference a little bit. How good is the EPC?
I think that we have one of the best two-way conference in the East. I have to say that because the teams that we have, everybody's good. So it's like it's no game that you can sit on the calendar and be like, okay, this is a win. Well, but every team gonna be hard. From the beginning to the end, every team is pretty good. And I would say that our conference last year was hard. I think this year gonna be even better. So I would say our conference is the hardest, and we're really excited to put our best foot forward.
All right, CJ, what has to go well for you guys to have success at Martin County coming up on Friday night?
Well, this being the first game, this is my third year doing this, so I found out that you kind of go into the game blind. You don't know what the other team's going to do. They show some things on the scrimmage, but sometimes they hide things they don't want you to see. They get in the game, they're doing something that you didn't see on film. So you got to be prepared for a little bit of everything. But what has to go right for us to win is just us to come out and play our game. Don't play our game. Take the coaching. Whether it is this front, whether it's in this offensive formation, we got to do your job and understand that you do your job the right way, then success will come. And the guys, we have a better take on that this year. So I expect good things this year.
Former Pirate great C.J. Wilson, the head coach at North Pitt in his third year with the Panthers. Coach, good luck this Friday night, and we'll keep up with you during the season. Looking forward to seeing you.
I appreciate you having
me on. C.J. Wilson, North Pitt head football coach, Panthers at Martin County for week number 1 coming up on Friday night. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We'll continue previewing opening night in high school football. We hope to get up with Jeff Craddock at Tarboro. Chris Cherry at South Central said he might have some meetings to be in, so he may not be available. And Havelock's Brent Wooten, try to get up with him as well. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show after this.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grills Night Out.
Hey, O's fans, on Friday, August 23rd, come out to Oriole Park at Camden Yards and cheer on the Orioles against the Houston Astros at 7:05. Be sure to arrive early. The first 25,000 fans 15 and over will receive a Gunnar Henderson bobblehead presented by Royal Farms. Don't miss out on the last bobblehead giveaway of the season and start your weekend off right with an action-packed night of Orioles baseball. Buy your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft and Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Pirate Radio.
It is my intention to commandeer one of these ships, pick up a crew and Tortuga, raid, pillage, plunder, and otherwise pilfer my Weasley Blackguts out.
I said no lies.
I think he's telling the truth.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. Still trying to get into mid-season form with the Brian Bailey Show. Certainly appreciate all of our sponsors and everything. Everybody back from last year, and that's a good thing as we continue on as far as that goes. We've been previewing the opening night in high school football coming up, and next up we hope we get up with Havelock's Brent Woot. We're trying to get up with him. These coaches, school's not in yet, so I'm sure they're doing other things besides trying to get acclimated with their team, their classrooms, and trying to go on the radio with us. So we did get in contact with everybody, and everybody was ready to go, but we're having some issues as far as that goes today. All right, opening day for some of these high schools. We'll talk about some of the games. Tarboro takes on Rocky Mount. They're going to honor one of their teams before the game. Last year, Tarboro beat Rocky Mount 42-0. Jeff Craddock and company went all the way to the Eastern Finals for a second straight year. They lost to Mount Airy 21-3 in the 1A state championship game, but Coach Craddock and Tarboro, their goal each and every year is to make the state finals and to win the state championship, and they've made that state finals the last couple of years and came up just short against a really good Mount Airy team. I had a chance to see them play that game last year. We did talk with Will Bland earlier. Rose, of course, with the helmet gate from this summer, the problems they had with the helmets getting stolen, but hopefully most of those helmets are back. The new ones are in town, arrived on the shipment, so they're all good with that. And it's Rose at New Hanover on opening night. We also talked with Nate Connor at Conley. Conley goes on the road as well, playing at Laney. So we do have Brent Wooten, the head football coach at Havelock. Havelock's Rams 13-1 last year, 6-0 in the conference, and they take on Wallace Rose Hill. That will be our Touchdown Friday game of the week for week one. Coach Wooten, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Just trying to get through another day. We had a couple of coaches lined up. We can't find them, but we found you, so you're the next guinea pig. When you look at last year, the situation at Havelock with your brother and with Caleb and who's going to be the head coach, did you worry at all that it wasn't going to come together? Because it obviously did, and you guys have a great, probably the best staff in North Carolina. But did you worry that it would all come together?
I wasn't worried at all that it was coming together. We have a whole bunch of professionals on our staff, and all the things kind of played out differently than we anticipated. Ultimately, in the end, we got 12 guys on our staff that want to win games and want to do good by Havelock High School, and so that's what we were trying to do.
When you look at this Havelock program, I mean, obviously, you guys just reload, it seems like, each and every year. There's all kinds of talent in Havelock, isn't there?
It's definitely a great place to coach. I mean, it's these kids and their parents. They put in the effort on the back end, getting ready for high school, and they're lifting and running, and they take it really seriously. The film work's pretty serious, and so it makes it easier on us when we know that they're coming in 100% committed to trying to help us win every Friday night.
Last year, 13-1, 6-0 as far as the conference goes. Can you take us through the early going? Because you guys really, not maybe struggling, but you had really close games against some really good football teams. Beat Wallace Rose Hill 28-27, beat Laney 20-17, and Laney was loaded last year. Beat West Craven, your Craven County rival, 20-13, and then beat New Bern in that classic 15-14. Winning those close games, does that help you down the road?
Well, those first three games, they really did help us. The New Bern game, they actually won on the scoreboard. That was one that came off with a forfeit. But it was still, I think those first 4 weeks, from a competitive standpoint, it prepared us to be in games in the fourth quarter, and it allowed us to know what we needed to do, where we needed to dig down deep to try to beat good teams late in the ball game, and I think that helped us out throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about the New Bern situation and all the problems that they had and everything. But even a game like that, it helps you, win or lose, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those things where we knew that we had to play for 4 quarters, and there's not going to be a game this year we don't have to play for 4 quarters. When you have Wallace and Laney and West Craven and New Bern and Tarboro as your first 5, you have to be ready every Friday night. And I think that's the benefit of playing 4 quarters of football early on in the year.
When you look at the colleges around the area, the ACC, East Carolina, you got a player that is committed to East Carolina. How rewarding is that when you get guys on the next level?
I mean, I think the ultimate goal is for any of your kids that want to continue their career, either athletically or academically or even military, to be able to do that. And I think we've been pretty blessed that a lot of these kids, their academic success and their athletic success kind of matched up and put them with great opportunities to continue their careers at, East Carolina, or we have a guard at Oregon still this year from a few years ago named Ashaj Strother, who went through ECU. Avery Jones, who went to ECU, and then Auburn is, on the team with the Tampa Bay Bucks right now. I mean, you want these kids to be able to reach their goals, and ultimately a lot of it comes down to them, and then them getting prepared on the field to, athletically be prepared to play on Saturdays. And we're just blessed with a lot of kids that have the ability to do that.
Talk about Wallace Rose Hill a little bit for the opening game. Last year, you guys won 28-27. Obviously, Wallace Rose Hill is a powerhouse down in Duplin County. The word is that they're maybe a little younger this year, maybe not as good as they were last year. What do you see from Wallace Rose Hill?
I see similar to what we always see. You see a well-coached team by Coach Motzinger and his staff. Running backs that if you give them a lane, they're going to take it to the house. They've got 2 really good running backs coming back. They're going to be young at the quarterback position, but their tackles, big like always, guards quick, can pull around on their buck action. Their coaching staff does a really good job. Defensively, they always, put up a big front and try to, slow you down offensively. So I don't expect anything different from Coach Motzinger. They might be younger, but they're still well coached and really talented football players. And
that should be a good one. Wallace Rose Hill and Havelock coming up on Friday night. How much do you look forward to opening night, especially when you get a chance to open at home? How exciting is it at Havelock to have a home game Friday night?
Well, I will say, this Monday morning getting up, I was pretty excited because for the foreseeable future, we got games and we're ready to go. I'm really excited about it. It's nice to be at home because last year we were on the road so much early, but it's really good to be at home and be able to have our home fans and our band and our cheerleaders out there and put on a good show. And there's really something, I was talking to some of the other coaches. It's just special on Friday nights. And people have asked me for years about my career. And I tell them, I enjoyed playing high school football. I think about it all the time. But I really like, the idea that when you get up, like you said, on Monday morning, we're all talking about the games that are going to be Friday. And we talked to these Carolina guys today, they're going to open up a week from this Saturday. And once you get into football season, it's just basically, it's a rigid schedule that, you go through, and Friday night you got the high school football, Saturday you got college football all day, Sunday you got the pros, and it's just a magical, great time of the year. Yeah, I like getting back into a nice schedule. In the summer, all season it's a little bit different, but once you get into that first week and you're back, practice is this, walkthroughs this day, film work is this day, and to me it's much easier when you have a consistent schedule for your kids, and that's what this week brings for us.
How difficult is it with the youth of today? Did you see how it's changed and how you have to handle players differently now? Yeah,
I've been doing this for 22 years. I think you always have to kind of adapt to how your kids are personality-wise. We have less kids probably we've had in the program in a while, but for the most part, the kids that are there, they work hard, and, they have to understand their priorities, and, playing football at Havelock and winning games on Friday night are a priority for these young men. So as long as we know that and, they understand that, then that's a good thing for us.
One of my other favorite things to do in high school playing football was on game day. You get to wear your jersey to school. I just thought that was the coolest thing you could do. Do you guys do that same thing?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Did your players wear their jerseys to school on that Friday?
we haven't done that the last couple of years, mainly because they're so daggone expensive now. You don't want them spilling anything on their white jerseys at lunch. I will say it gets more and more expensive every time you order uniforms, but I think realistically, we want them focused on academics during the school day. So I think what we've seen with them not wearing their jerseys around during the school day, that they can stay focused on academics during the day, and then once they get out to their locker and they see it hanging there, hopefully they transition into competitive nature, and that's what we try to do in our field house.
See, when I wore my jersey to school, I would try to get something on. That's the only way it would get dirty.
I might have had the same problem.
No, I played a lot my senior year. I played some my junior year, played a lot my senior year, but it was just, going to practice and with the same bunch of guys. And I had a bunch of friends of mine that we played football with came to see me back in December this past year. I hadn't seen some of them in 25, 30 years. And it's kind of like you just pick up, it's just like we were in the locker room yesterday. I mean, it's just like everything, all the stories that were told, all the different situations, we all remembered them. Some of us remembered them a little differently, but they just resonated with everything we did. And that's one of the great things about high school football.
I mean, these relationships these kids are making, they're going to last a lifetime. And like you said, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, we all might remember the stories a little bit differently, but the core subject matter is going to be the same. And like these are relationships that these kids are going to latch on to for a long time.
Brent Wooten, head football coach at Havelock, joining us. Coach, before we let you go, what has to go well for your Havelock Rams on Friday against Wallace Rose Hill?
Two things we focused on is number one, on offense, we want to move fast and eliminate turnovers. And defensively, the biggest thing we got to do is get off the field on third down. We do those two things, I think we're going to have a really good Friday.
Havelock and Wallace Rose Hill, again, it'll be our Touchdown Friday game of the week coming up on Friday night. So we look forward to that. Look forward to starting the football season. Coach, we hope you're watching Touchdown Friday and not that other mess over there on that other TV station over there.
I try to stay balanced. I watch everything.
There you go. And I'm just kidding about that. But yeah, we all love to do the high school football stuff. And if I were at home, I'd be changing channels as well. But we certainly appreciate your time today. And thank you so much. Good luck on Friday night.
Thank y'all very much, and thank y'all for y'all's coverage every year.
Appreciate it. Brent Wooten, head football coach at Havelock. We'll take our final commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show for you right after this.
Want to make your day better? Order a Papa John's pizza. Get an extra large, one-topping New York-style pizza for only $10.99. Made into 8 foldable slices, perfect for sharing or not. See, things just got better, and you get to eat pizza. Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Stock up and save during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Summer Stockpile Warehouse Closeout. We're clearing out inventory, and that means some of our lowest prices of the season. Save store-wide. Plus, find a huge selection of furniture closeouts, clearance items, floor samples, and more. Slashed an additional 50 to 70% off. Save on tons of mattress closeouts and floor models, too. Plus 6 months financing during the Summer Stockpile Warehouse Closeout going on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Carolina Eagle is proud to partner with Anheuser-Busch and the National Volunteer Fire Council to bring 4,704 cans of emergency drinking water to the local volunteer firefighters who help keep our communities safe. This summer, Carolina Eagle wants to give a huge thank you to the Fountain Rural Fire Association for all that they do. At Carolina Eagle, they are proud to work with Anheuser-Busch and the National Volunteer Fire Council to give back to the place we call home. Carolina Eagle Distributing, proudly serving Eastern North Carolina since 1989.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Cliff Godwin, the head baseball coach at East Carolina University. I've been a Pirate Club member since I graduated in 2001, and you should too. By joining the Pirate Club, you become part of a family that helps our student athletes flourish on and off the field. When you enroll as a member, you're not just getting a membership, you're getting a front row seat to the action. To join, visit ecupirateclub.com or call 252-737-4540 today. Go Pirates.
Party like a pirate Thursday, August 29th at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party featuring special guest, former ECU Pirate and American Idol musician Blake Prohl. Party like like a pirate Thursday, August 29th at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. The Pirate Radio Party is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle, and also by New Blue, Orthopedics East, Halloween Express, Greenville Utilities, David Price Construction, UBE, Tiebreakers, East Coast Grading and Utilities, Wilson Jones Griffin CPA, Ron Ayers Motorsports, Town Insurance, The Buck, and Dirty Dan's. Pirate Nation, get your tickets at pr927fm.com for only $10. And we'll see you Thursday night, August 29th.
This is Alex Harper, the current long snapper of the East Carolina Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show. Had Media Day at East Carolina Pirate football. Clip, we got 2 or 3 minutes to go. What did you see from Media Day? What did you come across with some of the players, some of the coaches, that kind of thing?
Kind of like this segment. We got 2 or 3 minutes to go, and we had about 2 or 3 minutes.
That's about how it was.
It is
rushed.
I
told Malcolm this. I said, Malcolm, why do we have 1 hour for football and we have 7 hours for baseball for Media Day? Yeah. I mean, Media Day for baseball starts at 10 in the morning and goes to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But for football, and you know, to Malcolm's credit, obviously they were trying to go an hour and a half. They had an hour and a half booked, and then there was a meeting called. John Gilbert, John Gilbert, the athletic director, didn't realize that Media Day was at that same time, so he had his all hands on deck meeting, and then I think he held the coaches back for some other information that he had to share with his coaches, and then Coach Houston was 15 minutes late getting there, and then that kind of put everything back. But it was quick, but it was good.
And yeah, it was. We got asked everybody about, Jake Garcia, obviously, and what he did to separate himself, and got a lot of answers on that. But, this time of year, everybody's upbeat. A lot of the guys have turned the page. If I ask about the record last year, they got rid of their rearview mirrors, but do say they have a chip on their shoulder from what happened a year ago. So I'm very excited. A lot of them said, too, they're tired of hitting each other, facing each other, especially the offensive guys. They're ready to work against somebody's defense that isn't ran by Blake Harrell. So,
I bet.
Had some good stuff today.
Yeah, I thought it was good stuff for sure. And East Carolina fans can watch Norfolk State play this week. They play a week 0 game, so they're in action this week. And I asked Coach Houston, is that good because you get to see tape? But it's also, coaches will always say you make the most improvement from week 1 to week 2. So the Spartans will have that on East Carolina. But East Carolina should be able to take care of business against Norfolk State. Well, of course, next week, Blake Harrell is scheduled to be with us as we kick off game week right here on the Brian Bailey Show at high noon. So we are looking forward to that. I want to thank our guests today, J.H. Rose High School Coach Will Bland, Conley Coach Nate Connor, Aiden Grifton Coach Paul Cornwell, Farmville Central Coach Ron Cook, North Pitt Coach C.J. Wilson, and Havelock Coach Brent Wooten. Thanks to all those coaches for being a part of our show. High school football kicks off on Friday night. The Pirates kick off a week from this Saturday. It is a great time of the year, and we are most fortunate to bring it to you right here on Pirate Radio and on the TV side on 9 on Your Side WNCT. That's our show. We'll see you back here next week.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also